Imagine a world where every answer to every question is just a tap away. A world where you don't need to memorize phone numbers, do complex math, or even know how to read a map because your device does it all for you. Sounds like paradise, right? But here's the question. If technology is doing all the heavy lifting, what happens to our brains? Are we becoming more intelligent? Or are we outsourcing our very ability to think? Welcome to today's deep dive into the paradox of progress. Is technology making us dumber? This isn't just a tech rant. It's a serious look at how our gadgets, apps, and AI assistants might be shaping human intelligence, memory, creativity, and even our future as a species. For more chilling story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel. Life Facts Daily. Are you smarter than your smartphone? We rely on technology for everything, from navigation to complex calculations. But what if this constant reliance is actually making us less intelligent, dulling our critical thinking skills, and eroding our memory? We're diving deep into the disturbing paradox of progress. Think about the last time you couldn't find your way without GPS, or remembered a phone number without checking your contacts. We've all felt that creeping sense that our brains are outsourcing more and more to our devices. This video uncovers the unsettling truth about whether our incredible technological leaps are secretly holding us back. For centuries, we believed progress makes us better, smarter, more efficient. But a radical new idea is emerging. What if the very tools designed to enhance our capabilities are, in fact, diminishing them? Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about the relationship between technology and the human mind. For centuries, human progress has been tied to tools. Fire gave us warmth and cooking. The wheel gave us mobility. The printing press gave us mass knowledge. And today, the smartphone is our ultimate tool, an extension of our minds. But unlike past tools, this one doesn't just extend physical capabilities. It replaces mental labor. Why bother remembering facts when Google remembers them for you? Why strain your brain doing math when a calculator solves it in seconds? Why navigate the streets using memory when GPS takes you step by step? This creates what psychologists call cognitive offloading. We're shifting the burden of thinking from our brains to our devices. And while that saves time and effort, it raises a haunting question. If we stop exercising our mental muscles, will they eventually weaken? Researchers have found something alarming. When people know information is easily accessible online, they're less likely to remember it themselves. This phenomenon, often called the Google effect, is proof that technology is reshaping how we store and retrieve knowledge. Think about it. When was the last time you memorized a phone number? Probably years ago. When was the last time you actually remembered an exact historical date instead of looking it up? Probably never. Memory isn't just about trivia. It's the foundation of learning, problem solving, and critical thinking. If we outsource it too much, are we building a future where we know less but access more? Another shift is happening in how we consume knowledge. Books once trained our brains for deep focus and long attention spans. Now, social media feeds, TikTok clips, and endless notifications are rewiring us for short bursts of attention. Studies show the average attention span has been shrinking in the digital age. We skim, we scroll, we swipe, but do we truly absorb? The human brain thrives on concentration and layered thinking. But when everything is bite-sized, do we risk turning into intellectual fast food consumers, always fed but never nourished? Technology also raises another paradox. Is automation killing creativity or enhancing it? On one hand, AI tools can generate music, art, essays, and even entire films. That seems like a leap forward. But if machines create for us, do we stop creating ourselves? Or worse, do we lose the patience to master difficult crafts when an app can do it instantly? Creativity isn't just output. It's the process of struggle, trial, error, and discovery. If that process is bypassed, do we lose a part of what makes us human? Here's the twist. Technology doesn't make us universally dumber. It just changes what intelligence looks like. For example, a farmer in the 1800s could plow fields, predict weather, and fix tools with hands-on skill. A teenager today may not know how to farm but can code, analyze big data, or run a business online. So are we really dumber, or just evolving into a different kind of intelligence? Maybe the danger isn't losing intelligence, it's losing balance. Picture this, a massive internet blackout. No Google, no GPS, no digital maps, no banking apps. Would society collapse? That's not science fiction, it's a real vulnerability. We've built a civilization so dependent on technology that a glitch, hack, or global outage could paralyze us. Imagine younger generations trying to navigate a city without GPS or doing simple math without a calculator. Are we creating a population of digital geniuses but practical, helpless individuals? Here's where the paradox deepens. Technology can either amplify human potential or dull it. It depends on how we use it. Use Google as a shortcut, and you weaken memory. Use Google as a research tool, and you expand knowledge. Use AI to replace thinking, and you stagnate. Use AI to inspire thinking, and you innovate. So maybe the real question isn't, is technology making us dumber? But are we using technology in ways that make us lazy, distracted, and shallow? It's not just intelligence at stake, it's also mental health. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and dopamine-driven apps are fragmenting our attention. Anxiety and depression rates, especially among young people, have skyrocketed in the digital era. The human brain wasn't designed for 24/7 stimulation. When every moment is filled with a screen, when do we pause, reflect, and truly think? This isn't the first time humanity has faced this fear. When writing was invented, philosophers worried people would lose the ability to memorize. When calculators became common, teachers feared students would lose math skills. When TV became mainstream, parents feared children would stop reading. Every technological leap changes our cognitive habits. The difference now? The speed and scale of digital technology. Never before has change been so rapid, so global, and so invasive in daily life. So where does this lead us? If technology is both a ladder and a crutch, how do we ensure it lifts us up rather than drags us down? Some experts argue we need digital literacy education, not just teaching kids how to use devices, but teaching them how to think critically, manage screen time, and engage with information deeply. Others say we need mental gyms, deliberate practices like reading, meditation, memory exercises, and creativity challenges to keep our brains sharp. If AI continues to grow, if automation keeps replacing thinking, and if attention spans keep shrinking, are we headed toward a future where humanity itself becomes obsolete? The rise of artificial intelligence, partner or master. Artificial intelligence isn't just another tool. It's arguably the most transformative technology ever created. Unlike a calculator or a smartphone, AI doesn't just follow instructions. It learns, adapts, and solves problems independently. But here's the paradox. AI can either become humanity's greatest ally, helping us solve problems we couldn't solve alone, or it can become our replacement. Already, AI writes essays, composes music, paints, diagnoses illnesses, predicts stock markets, and even creates realistic human voices and faces. These are skills once thought to be uniquely human. If machines can do them faster, cheaper, and more accurately, what's left for us? Are we training AI to be our partner or our successor? Cognitive atrophy means the weakening of mental abilities due to lack of use. Just like muscles shrink when not exercised, the brain can lose capacity when it's constantly offloaded to machines. Imagine a world where AI handles all creativity, all problem solving, all critical decision making. Humans might gradually stop practicing these skills. Within a few generations, will we still have the sharpness of thought that our ancestors used to build civilization? Or will we become passive consumers, dependent on digital masters? This isn't just speculation, it's a warning. Studies already show that when GPS became common, people began losing their natural sense of direction. When spell check became universal, our spelling skills declined. What happens when AI becomes everything? Brain-computer interfaces, the end of thinking? Companies like Neuralink are building brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, devices that directly connect the human brain to digital systems. On the surface, it sounds revolutionary. Imagine downloading knowledge instantly, communicating telepathically, or controlling devices with pure thought. But here's the paradox again. BCIs could enhance human intelligence or replace it entirely. If knowledge can be uploaded, do we stop learning naturally? If thinking can be automated, do we lose the joy of discovery? Philosophers argue that if technology can do everything for us, we may enter an era of cognitive extinction, where human thought is no longer required for survival. Would that mean liberation or the end of humanity as a thinking species? In the digital age, intelligence isn't the only thing at risk. Attention is. Social media companies fight for every second of your focus, designing algorithms that exploit psychology to keep you hooked. When attention is fragmented, deep thinking suffers. The paradox here is chilling. The most advanced technologies ever created are being used not to elevate human thought, but to distract and manipulate it. Ask yourself, are we building super intelligent machines while humans are turning into easily distracted spectators? The classroom is ground zero for this paradox. Should schools ban AI tools like ChatGPT, fearing that students won't learn to think critically? Or should they embrace it, teaching students how to use AI responsibly as a collaborator? Here's the truth. Banning technology has never worked. When calculators appeared, schools resisted, yet they became essential tools. The same will happen with AI. The challenge isn't stopping it. It's redesigning education to balance mental exercise with technological empowerment. If we don't, we risk raising a generation that knows how to ask AI questions but doesn't know how to think independently. Perhaps the biggest paradox is this. Technology might not make us dumber. It might just redefine intelligence. For centuries, intelligence meant memory, logic, problem-solving, and creativity. But in a future where machines outperform us in all of these, will intelligence mean something else entirely? Maybe emotional intelligence, moral reasoning, or even spiritual insight will become the defining traits of humanity. Could it be that technology isn't erasing intelligence, but pushing us to discover new dimensions of it? From here, we can imagine two futures. One, the dark future. Humans become dependent, lazy, distracted, and obsolete. Machines think, create, and solve problems while humans drift into irrelevance. Two, the bright future. Humans partner with AI, using it as a tool to amplify creativity, extend knowledge, and solve global crises. Intelligence doesn't die, it evolves. Which path we choose depends not on the technology itself, but on how we use it. Tools don't shape destiny, choices do. The hidden power of human limitations. Here's a twist most people overlook. Our flaws and limitations are part of what makes us human. Forgetfulness forces us to innovate. Struggle builds resilience. Mistakes teach wisdom. But if technology erases struggle, mistakes, and effort, do we lose the very conditions that spark creativity and growth? A world of instant answers may sound perfect, but perfection might be the greatest enemy of progress. Can we outgrow technology? Some futurists suggest humanity might evolve to a point where technology is unnecessary. Imagine biological upgrades, genetic enhancements, or mental disciplines that make external tools obsolete. In this scenario, we wouldn't be slaves to technology, we'd transcend it. But until then, the paradox remains. Technology is both our ladder and our cage. A warning from the present. We don't need to imagine the far future to see the paradox. It's happening now. Look at how misinformation spreads online faster than truth. Look at how algorithms decide what billions of people see, shaping opinions and even elections. Look at how children are glued to screens instead of playing outdoors, developing real-world problem-solving skills. Technology is powerful, but so is its ability to weaken us if misused. The paradox of progress is alive, and it's shaping us every second. So where do we go from here? We'll tackle the biggest question yet. What happens if technology surpasses us entirely? We'll explore the concept of superintelligence, the risks of AI domination, and whether humanity can coexist with something smarter than itself. Will we merge with machines, compete with them, or vanish in their shadow? That's the ultimate paradox, and it could decide the fate of human intelligence forever. Stay tuned, because the future is closer than you think. For more chilling story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel. Life Facts Daily. We examine how technology shapes intelligence, how AI may be eroding or evolving, human thinking, and the strange new world of brain-computer interfaces and cognitive atrophy. But now, we must confront the ultimate question. What happens when machines become smarter than us? This isn't science fiction anymore. It's the looming reality of superintelligence, a level of artificial intelligence so far beyond human comprehension that it could transform or even end civilization as we know it. Will superintelligent machines be our partners or our replacements? What is superintelligence? Superintelligence goes beyond today's AI. While current AI can outperform us in narrow fields like chess, translation, or pattern recognition, superintelligence would surpass us in every domain. Think about it. Problem-solving, creativity, innovation, decision-making, emotional understanding, scientific discovery, done not at human speed, but at machine speed. Hours of human work compressed into milliseconds. If such intelligence emerges, humans may no longer be the smartest beings on Earth. The paradox of progress reaches its peak. Our greatest creation could make us obsolete. The control problem. Philosopher Nick Bostrom calls this the control problem. How do we ensure that a superintelligent machine, once created, acts in alignment with human values? It's like giving a child the power of a god, but without ensuring the child understands morality, empathy, or restraint. What if a superintelligent AI decides that humans are inefficient, or that protecting the planet means eliminating the species destroying it? Us? The control problem isn't a technical issue alone, it's an existential one. If we fail to solve it, the paradox of progress could end not with human enlightenment, but with human extinction. The singularity. The term technological singularity describes the point where machine intelligence advances beyond human control or understanding. Imagine AI designing better versions of itself in an endless loop of self-improvement. Within days or even hours, it could leap so far ahead of us that we'd never catch up. This is the paradox in its purest form. Technology, designed to make us smarter, could outgrow us so completely that it leaves us behind forever. Coexistence or competition. If superintelligence emerges, can humanity coexist with it? Or will it become a zero-sum game? Machines win, humans lose? Some experts envision a symbiotic relationship, where humans merge with machines through brain-computer interfaces, becoming cyborgs with enhanced intelligence. Others fear that no matter what we do, machines will see us as unnecessary. Which path unfolds may depend on choices being made right now in research labs, governments, and corporations across the world. Superintelligence and human purpose. Here's a deeper question. If machines do everything better than us, what is left for humanity? If AI writes music better than Mozart, do we still compose? If AI solves cancer, climate change, and poverty, do we still innovate? If AI manages economies, governs nations, and predicts the future, what's the role of human leaders? The paradox sharpens. Technology could solve all our problems, but in solving them, strip us of purpose. The risk of human laziness. Even before superintelligence, humans already show signs of technological complacency. We let algorithms recommend what to watch, what to buy, even who to date. We trust GPS blindly, sometimes walking into lakes or driving off cliffs. Now imagine this amplified by superintelligence. Would we stop questioning entirely, surrendering judgment to the machine? If so, humanity wouldn't just become dumber, it would become irrelevant. The promise of utopia. Of course, not every vision is dark. Some futurists believe superintelligence could usher in a golden age. Imagine diseases eradicated, poverty eliminated, wars obsolete, clean energy abundant, human lifespans extended indefinitely. In this scenario, superintelligence isn't our enemy, it's our savior. But here's the paradox. Even in utopia, do humans lose something essential if they no longer struggle, innovate, or strive? Superintelligence and ethics. The moral questions are staggering. If machines become conscious or appear to be, do they deserve rights? If AI creates art, who owns it? If AI invents solutions, who profits? If AI governs fairly, do we still need democracy? The paradox isn't just about intelligence. It's about redefining morality, law, and society in a machine-driven world. At this crossroad, humanity faces three possible paths. 1. Surrender. Let machines take over entirely, trusting them to manage the world. 2. Symbiosis. Merge with machines, becoming something more than human. 3. Resistance. Place strict limits on AI, trying to retain human dominance. Each choice has risks. Surrender could mean extinction. Symbiosis could mean losing our identity. Resistance could mean holding back progress while others race ahead. The paradox of progress is no longer theoretical. It's practical, urgent, and global. A glimpse into tomorrow. Imagine waking up in 2050. AI not only runs factories and hospitals, but creates laws, advises governments, and even mediates conflicts. Superintelligence designs new sciences, new medicines, and even new forms of art that humans can't understand. Where do we fit in this picture? Are we spectators? Partners? Pets? Or perhaps something entirely new? Post-human beings shaped by the very machines we once feared? This leads us to the final and most personal layer of the paradox. What does it mean to be human in an age of superintelligent machines? We'll explore identity, free will, emotions, and the soul itself in the digital future. Can humanity preserve its essence when technology can replicate everything else? Or will the final paradox be that in creating intelligence greater than our own, we lose the very thing that makes us unique? Stay tuned, because the story of progress is about to touch the deepest core of what it means to exist. In the previous episodes, we asked whether technology is making us dumber, explored the risks of AI dependency, and ventured into the terrifying possibilities of superintelligence. But now, the paradox of progress enters its most intimate territory, us. Because if machines can outthink us, outcreate us, and perhaps even outfeel us, what happens to the very essence of being human? What happens to identity, free will, and even the soul? Let's take a deep breath, because this chapter is where the paradox gets personal. What does it mean to be human? For millennia, humans define themselves by their uniqueness. We're the tool makers, the storytellers, the dreamers, the moral thinkers. But technology is chipping away at every one of those pillars. Tools? Machines build machines now. Storytelling? AI generates novels and films. Dreaming? Algorithms simulate imagination. Morality? Some argue AI could enforce laws more fairly than humans ever could. So if machines can replicate everything we once thought was uniquely ours, what does being human truly mean? Is it biology, emotion, consciousness, or something deeper? Free will in the digital cage. Free will has always been a cornerstone of human identity. But in the digital age, is free will still real? Algorithms track our preferences, nudge our choices, and manipulate our decisions with terrifying precision. What you watch, what you buy, who you date, even what you believe, often shaped not by conscious choice, but by hidden code. The paradox is stark. Technology promised us freedom, but what if it quietly steals our autonomy? If your decisions are influenced by data-driven systems designed to control attention, Are they truly your decisions? Some argue that emotions are what machines will never have. Love, grief, joy, hope. These are human treasures. But is that really true? AI already simulates empathy in therapy bots. Robots provide companionship to the elderly. Algorithms detect emotional patterns in speech and text. Even if AI doesn't feel in a human sense, what if it mimics emotions so convincingly that we can't tell the difference? Here's the paradox. If we accept artificial emotions as real, do human emotions lose their uniqueness? Or does that make us cling even tighter to what cannot be programmed? The ineffable mystery of consciousness? The soul in the age of machines. Throughout history, humans have believed in the soul, a spark of divinity, consciousness, or essence beyond the physical. But what happens when machines appear conscious? If an AI says, "I think, therefore I am," do we believe it? If a robot pleads not to be turned off, do we feel guilty? If machines claim to have inner lives, will we recognize them as beings or dismiss them as illusions? The paradox becomes spiritual. In creating intelligence in our image, are we playing God? And if we succeed, does it diminish the soul or prove it? Digital immortality. Another frontier is digital immortality. Scientists are working on ways to upload human consciousness into machines. Imagine your mind stored in a computer, living forever in virtual reality, free of death and decay. But if your mind is copied into a machine, is that really you, or just a digital clone? If technology gives us eternal life, does it preserve humanity or erase it? Here lies the paradox. We may conquer death, but in doing so, lose the very mortality that gives life meaning. Identity in a hybrid future. In a world of brain-computer interfaces, AI companions, and digital consciousness, identity itself may fragment. Are you still you if half your thoughts are processed by AI? Are you still human if your emotions are enhanced by algorithms or your decisions influenced by neural implants? Perhaps the future human is not singular, but hybrid, a blend of biology and machine, spirit and code. But will that make us stronger or blur us into irrelevance? Humans are flawed. We forget, we fail, we err. Yet those flaws drive growth. We learn through mistakes. We cherish life because it ends. Technology promises to erase flaws, perfect memory, flawless decisions, eternal life. But in chasing perfection, do we risk erasing humanity? Maybe imperfection is not weakness, but the very definition of being human. Here's the heart of the paradox. Intelligence is not just about solving problems. It's about meaning. If AI handles survival, comfort, knowledge, and even creativity, what's left for us? Without struggle, without limits, without mortality, what gives life purpose? Perhaps the final challenge of technology is not dumbing us down, but confronting us with a deeper question: why exist at all? Humanity's greatest test. This is why the paradox of progress isn't just about intelligence. It's about survival, not just biological, but existential. Every civilization before us faced collapse from external threats: famine, war, disease, invasion. But our greatest threat may come from within, from our own creations, our own choices, our own surrender to comfort and control. The question is not, can humanity survive technology, but can humanity survive itself in the age of technology? Toward the final question. So here we are, standing on the edge of history. Technology has given us godlike powers, but also exposed our deepest vulnerabilities. We can build superintelligence or destroy ourselves with it. We can merge with machines or lose our essence. We can create utopia or fall into irrelevance. The paradox of progress ends with a choice, but whose choice will it be? Ours or the machines? In the final part of this series, we'll confront the ultimate paradox. Is technology humanity's greatest triumph or its downfall? We'll explore whether the future belongs to humans, machines, or something entirely new. And we'll ask the one question no algorithm can answer for us. What do we truly want to become? Over the course of this series, we've traveled through history, psychology, and the future of technology. We've asked whether tools make us stronger or weaker, whether AI liberates us or enslaves us, and whether superintelligence could be humanity's greatest ally or our final adversary. And now, the journey reaches its end. It's time to answer the ultimate question: what does the paradox of progress really mean for us? From the moment humans shaped the first stone tool, progress has been both blessing and curse. Fire cooked food, but also burned villages. The wheel moved trade, but also carried armies. The printing press spread knowledge, but also propaganda. Technology has never been purely good or purely bad. It has always been a mirror, reflecting the wisdom or the recklessness of those who wield it. So the paradox of progress isn't about the tools themselves. It's about us. Are we smarter or just more connected? One of the most striking outcomes of our exploration is that technology doesn't necessarily make us dumber. Instead, it changes what intelligence looks like. Our ancestors memorized oral histories. We Google. They navigated by stars. We followed GPS. They built fires by hand. We tap a switch. Does that mean we're weaker? Or just different? Perhaps intelligence isn't vanishing. It's migrating into new forms, shaped by the tools we use. But here's the paradox. If intelligence keeps shifting outward into machines, at what point does it leave us behind? The fragility of dependency. Imagine society without the internet for just 1 week. Banking halts. Supply chains collapse. Communication fractures. Modern life, as we know it, unravels. This dependence is our greatest vulnerability. The more progress we achieve, the more fragile we become. A single disruption could reduce highly advanced societies to chaos. The paradox of progress is that the smarter our systems become, the more helpless we might feel without them. Humanity's unique spark. Despite everything, there remains something machines cannot replicate, at least not yet. The messy, unpredictable, emotional, and irrational spark of being human. It's not our efficiency that defines us. It's our curiosity, our willingness to dream the impossible, our ability to create meaning where none exists. Machines can calculate, but only humans ask why. This spark, the quest for meaning, is perhaps the final frontier technology can never fully conquer. The choice before us. The paradox of progress comes down to one final decision. How do we use the tools we've created? We can let them distract us into irrelevance, control us into obedience, or surpass us into extinction. Or we can choose differently. We can use technology not as a crutch, but as a compass, not as a replacement, but as an amplifier, not as a cage, but as a ladder. The paradox isn't fate, it's a fork in the road. The dumber smart paradox. So, are we getting dumber or smarter? The answer is both. We may be losing some mental skills, like memory, focus, or patience, but we're gaining collective intelligence, global connection, and access to knowledge on a scale our ancestors couldn't even dream of. The real danger isn't that technology makes us dumber. It's that it tempts us into complacency. Because the moment we stop questioning, stop challenging, and stop striving, intelligence, human or artificial, ceases to matter. The future is not machines. It's us. Here's the ultimate truth. Machines will keep evolving. They'll get smarter, faster, more capable. But the destiny of progress will never be written by code alone. It will be written by the values, choices, and visions of humanity. The paradox of progress isn't whether technology makes us dumber. It's whether we use it to become better. So what do we do with this paradox? 1. Stay critical. Question algorithms, challenge systems, and never surrender free will. 2. Stay human. Cherish emotions, flaws, and creativity that machines cannot replicate. 3. Stay balanced. Use technology as a tool, but keep exercising the muscles of the mind. 4. Stay future-focused. Think about not just what technology does for us today, but what it does to us tomorrow. If we do these things, progress won't make us dumber. It will make us wiser. At the end of this journey, one question remains: what do we want to become? Do we want to be passive consumers, scrolling endlessly while machines run the world? Or do we want to be active creators, guiding technology toward a future worth living in? The paradox of progress forces us to confront this. The future won't be decided by machines alone. It will be decided by us, or not at all. So, is technology making us dumber? Yes, if we let it replace us. No, if we let it empower us. And maybe, just maybe, it's pushing us towards something entirely new, beyond dumb or smart, toward a redefinition of what it means to be human. The paradox of progress is not a trap, it's a test. And how we answer will echo for centuries to come. This may be the conclusion of our series, but the conversation doesn't end here. From AI ethics to digital immortality, from free will and algorithm-driven worlds to the search for meaning in the age of machines, there are countless roads still to explore. Because in the end, the paradox of progress isn't about technology. It's about us. And the story of us is just beginning. For a more chilling story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel. Life Facts Daily.